Hi everyone, welcome to Mirare Wellness, and in today's reading we're going to look at what your spiritual gifts are. So we have three groups. The first group has death, grief, rebirth, transformation. Pile 2 has the Empress, creative endeavor, nurturing, fertility. And pile 3 has the spiritual triangle, divinity, creation, and manifestation. So these are really, really powerful groups. All three of them, I can already feel the energy, and I am super excited to get into it because, yeah, uh, really, really powerful. So you can take your time, pause the video here to connect with each of the cards, and when you're ready, you can pick your group. The timestamps are in the description below. Hi, group 1, welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you selected the death card. So how we're going to go about this reading is that we're going to look at these three cards as well, and this will give us a framework of what your spiritual gifts are. After that, we'll pull some tarot to get guidance on how to harness your gift and utilize them in a responsible way, and then we'll finally close out with some guidance. So with that, we have Asana. We have, oh my god, this is my favorite card in this deck, so I think it's really special that you got this. We have the dark blue galactic dragon, helps you listen to the voice of the universe, ignite the codes of your master blueprint, access cosmic wisdom, and enter higher service. And then we have the temple with 39. Okay. So for group 1, please, Spirit, what is their spiritual gift? Okay, firstly, you're an alchemizer. Oh my god, there's so much suddenly coming through. Okay, so with the temple here, you are sort of a temple for a lot of people. A lot of people come to you for guidance, for wisdom, for reassurance, for security, for whatever it is that you can provide. But it's a lot of there's a lot of healing that comes from you. Like, your aura is extremely healing. You have a very healing presence that sort of ignites these codes within other people, because you see other people and you love other people, and because a lot of who you are is love. Like, you are the embodiment of that, and people can really feel that, and they really appreciate that. So just in being in your presence, people are benefiting from that, and it's because you've been through so much. You've been through like the depths of darkness with death over here. Like, you have alchemized so much, you have transformed so much, and because of that, you know the darkness. You can empathize with the darkness, and when people come to you, when people confide in you, when people come to you for your services or just for support, you can, even if you haven't had the exact same experience as them, you can connect with the energy of it. You can connect to the depth of their experience because you have been through so much, and you can relate to the energetics of it, even if you can't relate to the physical manifestation of the experience that others have gone through. But you're also not afraid of the darkness, which is something that's really phenomenal. Like, you are not afraid to traverse the terrains of your own subconscious. You're not afraid to like revisit shadows. You're not afraid to continually alchemize and look at yourself as you continue to grow, and that is something that is I think that's beyond powerful, because it takes a lot. Because once people are on the spiritual journey and they've reached a certain point, there is this tendency to believe that they're better than, but you have this learning attitude, you have this curiosity to continue to deepen, to continue to grow, to continue to learn, and this curiosity is actually the vehicle in which you access the cosmic terrains. And this is so magical because you truly are in service of consciousness by doing that, because you don't you don't get complacent, or even if you do get complacent, because let's be honest, we're all human, but even when you catch yourself stagnating or getting comfortable in a space, there's always this hunger, this desire for more, uh, for yeah, for this newness, transformation, growth, and you're not afraid to to like change your life up. You're not afraid to let people go. You're not afraid that certain things might be transient. You have this awareness that um, like you have this deep awareness of how this universe works, and because of that you allow this organic unfoldment of life. You allow the birth and death of relationships, of events, of situations, and you can take the lesson, you can take the wisdom from it, and you become so grateful because of that. And with the dark blue galactic dragon here as well, like, you are so attuned to the heartbeat of life. You are so attuned to this fundamental dimension of existence, which is so so beautiful, because you can always consult your ancestors, your spirit guides, your angels, like whoever your higher power is, the universe, source, the dragons. But yeah, like, the way you've cultivated your spirituality has really allowed you to commune with divinity, whatever divinity looks like to you. And because of that, there is this open channel of communication that allows you to access these higher states. So a lot of you might be either claircognizant or clairsentient, and clairvoyant, clairaudient as well, yes, but I'm getting claircognizant the most, along with clairsentience. And because of that, like, it's just this, I don't know, the word communion just keeps coming up. Communion with spirit, that is your biggest gift, because you truly have cultivated such a deep relationship with the universe, with existence, with your higher self, with all of these things, which really allow you to access wisdom that is not readily accessible otherwise. And for some of you, you might also be channelers, or you might have mediumship capabilities, some sort of communication with other dimensions. So that could look differently for each of you, but I'm getting that very strongly, because there's this different sort of way of communicating. I don't know how to say it, like very third eye, crown chakra energy. And yeah, so if you're not yet into any divination, channeling, mediumship, anything else, and you're interested in it, this would be confirmation to take up that course, or pick up whatever, a book, and read about it to deepen that wisdom, because I think you have a very natural capacity to be able to do that. And yeah, there's also like there's this gift that you're stepping into. There's a gift that's emerging now, and that is connecting you with the body, with the earth, with reality, because everything I've just explained is something that comes very naturally to you, but maybe in this lifetime, and because that's probably because you've had lifetimes where you have accessed other spiritual, ethereal, transcendent gifts. But in this lifetime and in this phase of your journey, where you're moving to is connecting with your body and the earth and earth's wisdom. And that's something that's so powerful, because you'll be able to integrate these higher realm and higher order wisdom with very earthly practical wisdom, and then you'll understand the true essence of spirituality, which is not transcending and ascending and attaining these higher levels of consciousness, but how do you access that, and how are you still aware and present, and learning from earth's wisdom here in the grounded, and how do you merge them and marry them to create heaven on earth. And I think that is one of your biggest spiritual gifts, especially one that you're stepping into, because yeah, you are really embarking on this new journey. And with this, it's with the asana card, it's also showing me how important it is to connect with your body at this time, especially considering that one of the gifts is for you to merge these two realms. So And it doesn't have to be yoga with asana over here, it could be, but anything that connects you with your body. It could even just be mindfulness, where you breathe and like become aware of like of the various parts of your body. And it could also be dance, it could be going for a walk, it could be going to the gym, it could be whatever resonates with you, you know. And because you've transformed so much and because you've grown so much, different exercises or different body practices, somatics could be something that you try. But yeah, it's not so much about what the exercise is, but it's more about getting in tune and in touch with your body and getting it moving, getting the energies flowing. And along with that, allow yourself to explore with new things, right? Because let's say with asana here, let's say yoga was something that really resonated with you throughout, but now when you go back to your practice or you go to like different teachers and you're just like, this isn't working for me, and that's probably because like your energetic framework has shifted, and like, you know, there's more energy that you've integrated, there's more consciousness, you've just grown a lot, you've transformed a lot, you've shed a lot, you know. So like, you are such a different person, you have grown and you have evolved, and along with that your practices may have evolved as well. So this might be a really good invitation to explore new ways of moving, of movement, and also new ways of relating to your spirituality, relating to yourself, and also your identity. Because we get really attached to certain identities, especially when you are so spiritual, then, you know, like it becomes some sort of crutch to be that way, and to then come back and ground and release some of those beliefs or integrate some of those beliefs to be more relevant in the present is something that you're being invited to do. And the moon in the background is also standing out here. So I'm wondering, some of you are also interested in astrology. That might be one way that you're connecting the spiritual realm with the earthly realm, and maybe you have your unique way of doing it. But with the moon in the back of deck, I mean a moon in the background, I really feel like you're being invited to connect with yourself again, connect with your intuition, connect with because there's something coming through with the intuition, right? Like, because like I'm seeing someone sit either on grass or outside, whatever, but under the sky, under the stars, under the moon, and just bathing in that light, bathing in that divinity. And through that like divine bath, almost, there is some insight that's going to come through, or there's some codes that are being seeded into your consciousness and into your body that will evolve over time, that will make sense, that will grow into some sort of clear path. And I'm just noticing that there's this eclipse over here, and we have an eclipse on the 2nd. So a lot of people say don't utilize eclipse energy because it's really powerful, it's really chaotic, you don't have any control over it. I disagree. I love using eclipse energy, but like you do you, each person to their own. But something about this eclipse might be transformative. Maybe there will be some sort of communication that comes through. Maybe there will be some pathway that opens up, or just like some insight, like breakthrough. I'm getting Ace of Swords energy that might happen around the eclipse, which is October 2nd. This is only if you're obviously watching it around eclipse season. These are timeless readings, so whenever you watch it, it's relevant for you. Maybe the next eclipse or the previous eclipse, whenever the closest was, is a significant period. But yeah, there's something that's unfolding. It's like you see the sprout of a seed, and now you just have to nurture it to make it grow into a blossoming tree. So that's the energy I'm really getting here. And is there anything else with these cards, please, Spirit? No, okay. So now let's get some tarot to see how you can harness this gift, and any advice that Spirit wants to give you. So pile 1, 2, 3. What do they need to know about their spiritual gift, and harnessing it, using it responsibly, and anything else? Can we get 3 to 4 cards? Okay. Yes. Okay. Can we get 2 more cards? Okay, I'm gonna take them all actually. And then we have Queen of Cups as back of deck energy. Yeah, like with the Hierophant here, right? Like this is exactly what I was saying in terms of like merging these realms, because the Hierophant is this character who accesses divine wisdom and transmits it to people in the earthly realm, right? He is this conduit between the higher realms and the earthly realms. And as I said conduit, I also saw shaman. So some of you might be initiated into a shamanic journey and or shamanic training and becoming a shaman to help facilitate these to help facilitate communication between realms. And I feel like that's one of your main spiritual gifts. It's like helping communication between realms, and that's such a beautiful magical gift. And with this card, I really don't know which card this is, but it kind of is giving me King of something energy, maybe Pentacles with a star here, but it's also got the moon, or it's also for some reason giving me Fool energy. But what I love about this card, there are a few in this deck that are not colored, and what I love about these cards when they come out is like, you are the artist. You get to choose how to color life, how to color existence. And I think you've learned so much discipline, and you've learned so much about yourself, about how to live in integrity, how to be ethical in your gifts, how to sort of, yeah, just be a good person with this all, right? Like, because a lot of people might have gifts, but they might not behave in a way that's necessarily in the interest of others. It's more like self-interest. But you have this heart that likes to give, that wants to give, and because of that, the universe is giving you not a blank canvas, because this canvas clearly has so much and it's so beautiful, but it's giving you the paints, and it's giving you the freedom to color existence the way, because you have shown the universe and yourself that you can hold yourself accountable. And because of that, you are given so much more freedom, especially that coming next to the sun. You are being given so much freedom, and with that freedom, expect to dance, play, have this lightness of being. And it's just, I'm just getting so much freedom. Like, there's so much freedom coming into your life. A lot of your life you might have felt density, you might have felt heaviness, and even though you can track the progress, you can see how far you've come, there is this heaviness that's also surrounding it, right? Like, it's been a journey through the mud, like that's the energy I'm getting through. And it's like walking in mud, which is hard to do, but you're still seeing the beauty of the forest that you're in, right? But now you're getting out of the mud, and you get a frolic in the forest, and like play with the butterflies and enjoy the sun on your skin, feel the wind in your hair, like smell the flowers around you, swim in the river, like just do whatever you want. And I don't know why so much nature imagery is coming up, but maybe that's also an invitation for you to go to nature to help facilitate this transition into this new chapter of your life, because nature is such a grounding, healing presence, and it also neutralizes a lot of energies that aren't resonant with the frequency that we're moving into. So when we earth, and like earthing could be as simple as just walking barefoot in the forest, like on grass, but also another thing that you can do is just sit in nature and just feel the energies around you, and don't think so much about like don't get caught up in like what you're trying to get out of sitting in nature, but just sit in nature and be present in that energy, and that in itself will sort of neutralize your energy field and get you a little bit more aligned and attuned to the heart. Because with the temple here, the temple is very heart chakra energy, and nature and earth, when we connect with her truest, purest energy, is the heart. It is this, again, connector between realms, right? We have that with the Hierophant as well, and we were talking about these higher realms and earthly realms. We already spoke about your connection with your crown and third eye, and with the temple here, it's also like connecting that with the root and the sacral and the solar plexus. And with the sun here, solar plexus might be specifically especially important because I think people might have taken advantage of your goodness with the temple here as well. People might have taken advantage of your light, of your presence, of your love, and maybe you also got some sort of worth from that. So the invitation here is, again, connect to the root, and the root is automatically healing when it's yeah, sorry, that wasn't good English, I apologize. But the root heals sort of automatically and inadvertently when we spend time in nature. So that's another thing that you can do for the root. And then with the sacral, bring in that creativity, bring in that play, bring in that divine femininity, bring in that sexuality. Like, use eroticism as this force to play with, you know, like, and not eroticism in the sense of sexuality necessarily, but eroticism in the sense of eros, this life-giving force that, like, that plays with all of existence. And like, how do you embody that or utilize that to get the energies flowing within you and around you, and then go up and like go into your solar plexus, and then feel your worth, feel your center, feel who you are, feel your divinity, feel your light, and stop hiding your light. I think that is one of the biggest lessons in facilitating and like utilizing your gifts, is stop hiding your light. You have been gifted such a light, literally like the sun, but you are scared that it will burn others. You are scared that it will hurt others. You are scared that others will see you as the sun, and then they feel bad about the fact that they are not the sun. And because of that, it's just like, okay, maybe I'm not meant to be. If the sun stopped shining its light, all of Earth would stop existing. And like, none of us would be here. The sun is literally a life-giving force, and you need to start seeing yourself as a life-giving force, because you are. Your existence is so beautiful, your existence is so magical, your existence is so pure, and you're really being invited to tap into that and see that, and allow yourself to embrace it and embody it without internalizing other people's insecurities, right? Without internalizing other people's insecurities. So come back to yourselves and shine your light, because your light is literally giving so many people life, and meaningful life, not just life for the sake of living, right? And yeah, and then we have the peacock in reverse. The peacock is unique to this deck, by the way. We have the Page of Swords in reverse, and we have the World in reverse. Firstly, how powerful are you that you've got like mostly major arcana, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is like a page, which is a person, and this is like a trump card. So very powerful bunch. But yeah, with the World and the peacock both coming in reverse with the Page of Swords as well, this is again talking about what that sun card was talking about, you shining your light. Like you are satisfied with your reflection being seen, right? Because it's not as vibrant as the actual peacock. The reflection is sort of a subdued version, and you're like, oh, they get the essence of it, but I'm not as bright as I am when I'm here. But it's still distorted, right? Like, look, the peacock is looking this way, but his face is going that way in the reflection. And it's like, there's a difference of like being okay with being misperceived, and there's a difference of purposely dimming yourself to be perceived in a certain way, right? And yeah, and like with the eyes over here as well, like see yourself. Like I think that's really the question is, oh wow, you're not seeing yourself. Because the way the reflection is looking away, I'm really going to invite you, and I don't know, it's been coming up with a lot of people of late, but mirror work. Just look at yourself in the mirror and look at yourself deeply, not about how you look and all of that. You can move towards that later, but just look into your eyes, look into your left eye, and just give yourself so much love. See yourself for who you are, for how far you've come, for how much you have to give, for like all that you forget how much you have to give. Actually, I'm going to take that back. Just for who you are, just look at that and give yourself some love, give yourself some compassion, and if you need, give yourself forgiveness. Whatever it is that you need, give that to yourself, because that's really going to facilitate this journey. Because with the Page of Swords, the Page of Swords is like new beginnings, right? Like it's this curiosity, it's learning, it's expanding. And with this particular Page of Swords coming in reverse, it's like not being able to move forward. It's like you've come this far, but there's just like you're not going the distance with the world here because of this reconciliation that you need to do with the self. And with the world here in reverse, it's like this chapter of smallness, like I said, of walking in the mud, of walking in the darkness, this density, this heaviness, it's over. But it's not being able to close out because there is still a little bit more recognition of self that needs to happen. And it will happen automatically. It's just like, how quickly do you want it to happen, right? Like if you choose that I can't do it right now, like I don't have the bandwidth, that's totally okay. It will evolve and unfold over time, because these are all major arcana. This is all what your soul was meant to experience. But if you do have the energy to give yourself some love and put in a little bit of effort in this, then you might like facilitate this journey to happen a little sooner. Okay, so I am gonna stop here. I'm gonna get your final card, and then and yeah, yeah, because I feel like there's a lot and I can just keep talking with this group, because yeah, y'all are really, really powerful. But yeah, just gonna stop there now. So I had pre-shuffled the cards, and this is yours. We have the Sun of 417 hertz. No way with the Sun coming here again. That's so interesting. So I'm going to read this from the guidebook, because Alana Fairchild is a master channeler. And yeah. You have what it takes. You are a light bearer. Makes so much sense. Within you is a healing power and spiritual wisdom you can tap into to find your way through any confusion or doubt. Have confidence in yourself and know you are enough. Expect an affirming yes from the universe. Our sun is a self-luminous being. It does not reflect light or energy from other sources, but rather generates its own light. It is quite literally an enlightened being. The sun is our spiritual mentor, teaching us how to be spiritually self-reliant when we cannot find support or guidance externally and need to go it alone for a time. Such phases can be difficult, but they are temporary, and inner spiritual strength is built during such times. Sometimes we don't realize our own strength until circumstances force us to find out. The 417 Hz frequency facilitates a healing shift into the vibration of the higher self. Your authentic life path is directed by your higher self, as it is unique. Your higher self. As it is unique, there is no use comparing your path to any other path in order to determine its validity and value. Your true life path may lead you away from the familiar, directly into worlds unknown. The moment your soul takes its authentic path, wondrous awakening can take place. There is a feeling of closeness and connection to the sacred. This frequency helps wipe away experiences of alienation and re-establish a deep and loving connection with the universe. It cleanses traumatic experiences and memories and any malignant habits formed as a consequence of past pain to allow the soul to experience true kindness, compassion, and love for self and others. In this oracle, it signifies that no matter what's happening in your life, you've got this. I think that's so beautiful. There's also a lot that I did not read, so I'm just going to hold this up if y'all want to take screenshots or pause it and read it. And there's also a healing process. Okay. So that's all I have for you, pile one. I hope it resonated. If it did, I would really appreciate it if you left a like or a comment. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe. And yeah, I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye, pile one. Hi, pile two, and welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you selected the Empress. So how we're gonna do this reading is that we're first gonna look at these pre-shuffled cards and get an understanding of what your spiritual gifts are, and then we'll pull some tarot to get guidance on how to harness your gifts and utilize them in a way that's responsible. And then finally we will see this card, which will be your final guidance, and I'll keep that away. So yeah, without any further ado, we have the Empress, we have Tamas, we have Source Dragon. Wow. Attunes you to the infinite. Be still in the silence. Magic can happen. Be in the moment. We have the Hunter. And we have the Heart. Oh. Okay. How do I want to put these cards? Okay. Yeah, so you got an extra one of the archetypes. But yeah, okay, there's a lot happening here. So the first thing that came through my mind with Source Dragon was like remote viewing, meditation, light worker, energy worker, sort of also accessing higher dimensions, like, you know, traveling into the 7th dimension, 9th dimension to get the information, to understand what reality and existence is in these higher spaces, and yeah, and how, and yeah, getting these kind of insights through meditation and through stillness, through astral projection, lucid dreaming, things like that, and anything else that's along that line but I haven't mentioned. Those are the things that, you know, you are very highly gifted with. And even in your sleep, right, with Tamas over here, even in your sleep, you are accessing a lot of divine insight. So for some of you, if all of the things that I just mentioned did resonate, it could just be your dreams that are so telling, either of what you're going through right now, what other people are going through. Like a lot of communication happens in your sleep. So in the spiritual, like that's when the spiritual realm has best access to you, and that's when that's when you get a lot of insight. So if you have in the past, or if you've been thinking about it, I would really invite you to keep a dream journal, because there is so much happening in that space that that is being forgotten, right? Because we don't recall our dreams like soon after we wake up, we forget them, or we'll remember them here and there. But like to get the depth of what your dreams are telling you, you're really being invited to keep a dream journal. And it doesn't have to be a physical journal. It could literally be on the notes app on your phone, or like whatever's easiest for you. Could just you be like drawing, sketching some key elements, you know, however it works for you, because each of us has our own ways of documenting, of retaining information. It could be a voice recording that you keep for yourself, right? Like whatever works for you, because yeah, there is a lot of okay. All right, so I'm getting the spiritual gift that you're moving into, but I don't know if I want to go there yet, or if I talk about this first. Okay, so like the spiritual gift that you're moving into is this merging of the darkness and the light, right? Like the darkness of human existence, the density of human existence, the darkness of your own experiences, right? Like I feel like you especially right now, I feel like you're going through so much, but even overall in your life, you've been through a lot. Like you've seen the depths of darkness, but you also have had access, or you have had these mystical experiences, or spiritual insights, or yeah, just these transcendental experiences that have also shown you the lightness and weightlessness of life in the higher dimensions, or in whatever dimensions you're accessing, or whatever these things are. And you've seen either extreme, but obviously, as anyone would, there is this uh, affinity towards the lightness, towards the spirituality, towards, like, like the calm that you get in meditation, towards yeah, just those feelings of samadhi, of nirvana, of being ascended in that sense. But I'm sorry, this is how I read, so I have to give it to you the way it comes through, but that is in some way escaping. So yes, you can access these realms, but for you, the way it's different is that it's this either or. You're either in the darkness and heaviness and density of life, or you're in the lightness, beauty, and enlightenment of these meditative spiritual states. And so it's this really either or space that you're in, and it's like, how do I integrate them? And like, there's this fear that in integration the lightness of light will be heavier because you've integrated the darkness. But maybe alternatively, a different way to look at it is the heaviness of the darkness won't be as heavy if you integrate the light, right? And it's also giving me Red Book. So if you like Jung, if you've been interested in reading Jung, I highly recommend reading the Red Book by him, or reading reviews of the Red Book by him if the Red Book in itself is too dense and too thick, and it's just a lot. So, because in yeah, anyway, I'm not going to get into the Red Book right now. So yeah, it is this integration that's being asked to happen, and that's what you're moving into. But there is this fear of allowing the integration between the dark and light to happen because like your spiritual states are your safe haven, are your safe place, and that's great to have that, but because of that, there is a fear to integrate the darkness and the light, because you think it no longer will be your safe place, and you have very few safe places. You have very few havens that are yours, that you feel like you can be and bathe in these energies. But yeah, with the Empress, like, in order to truly nurture yourself, in order to truly have fertile ground to grow your crops, your flowers, your abundance, you need all the elements, right? You need all the elements. You need the darkness of the soil. You need the lightness of the sun. You need the water. You need all these things to facilitate the growth. And in choosing just one element and choosing just one side, if a plant gets too much sunlight, it dies, right? It needs the darkness to grow. And I think what you're being invited to do is grow in your not grow in your darkness, but grow in your perspective in approaching the darkness, right? And are there other ways that you can approach your life and your struggles that will help you navigate the heaviness in a way that feels more supportive and integrated, right? Because with the heart here, oh my God, some of you, oh my God, okay, okay, oh my God. Do I say it, Spirit? Okay, I don't say it. But now I know some of you will be curious, so I will say it. But the reason I said, oh my God, so many times is because I was seeing the heart, I was seeing these two people, I was seeing the Vesica Pisces, and I was just like, oh, twin flame stuff. I don't know if y'all are caught up in like the labels of twin flame, soulmate, karmic partners, if you're trying to be part of the twin flame journey, if you're already in the twin flame journey and you're being switched from like the darkness, the depth of the darkness of the twin flame journey versus the lightness of the light of the twin flame journey. So for some of you it could be that as well. And the invitation here is like, I'm gonna be blunt, screw the labels. Like, I don't care if this person is your twin flame, I don't care if this person is your whatever. Stop accepting less than you deserve just because you see the potential, because with this lightness of light, with the source dragon, it's giving that energy of like, I see the potential, I see the goodness in you, I see what you're capable of. But we have to, with the Empress here, we have to look at the reality of the situation. We have to look at who people are in this current reality, and we need to stop making excuses for them. And this doesn't necessarily just have to be like a twin flame or on the twin flame journey. This could be people in general, family, friends, colleagues, whatever it is. Stop making excuses for people for treating you like shit just because you can see the lightness of their soul. They're not embodying the lightness of their soul. So stop holding out for these people. Stop giving way more than you should, because that's what's leaving you in a depleted state. That's what's leaving you in such a heavy state, that's making the darkness even heavier than it needs to be. If you start honoring yourself and you start seeing the light in you the way you see the light in others, and you start giving to yourself the way you give to others, then maybe your darkness won't be as dark and heavy as it is right now. And I just realized how I just expressed all of that, and that was really blunt, and I am really sorry, but that's how the energy came to me, and that's how I expressed it. I really do apologize if that came out too harsh. But I don't take it back, because it's the truth, and someone needs to tell you the truth. So yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna pull other cards now. So for group number 2, please Spirit, what do they need to know about harnessing their gifts, using their gifts responsibly, or anything else? Can we get 2 more? Oh, beautiful. I always love when the Ace of Cups comes out. What is that? Oh, strength. Okay. And can we get 3 more? Can we get 2 more? 2 more, please, Spirit. And just 1 more. Thank you. Okay. No, wait. Is this upright or reverse, please, Spirit? Ooh, would you look at that? An Ace of Cups in front of an Ace of Wands. Those of you on twin flame journeys, get ready for some more information, but nice ones this time, not terrible ones like the previous message. But yeah. Okay, so we have the 6 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, Strength, Judgment in reverse, Ace of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. Okay, so I think a lesson you're being taught at this point in your life, and it's part of your spiritual gifts. So in building your spiritual gifts, you need to learn the value of reciprocity, because otherwise people will take advantage of your gifts, people will take advantage of your light, people will take advantage of your wisdom. And there is a part of you that's always given so much to others, that's always like you've just been an overgiver, right? Because you truly love seeing people shine, you truly love helping others, and you know, you're just a really good person. So because of that, you just want to freely give. But with Judgment here in reverse, you can't truly answer your full calling with your spiritual gifts, because your access to higher realms is honestly unparalleled. But the reason, the reason it feels like temporary, like it's only when you access these states that you get to be in the state, that either or thing that I was talking about, to make it more a pervasive aspect of your existence, and for you to also share it with other people in some capacity, whether you're planning on being a teacher, whether you plan on transmitting the downloads that you get, whether you just want to write poetry on like the the divine realms that you have access through meditation. I don't know, like I don't know what you want to use your gifts for, but whatever it is, right? um, the reason you can't fully embark on that journey or wholly immerse yourself in that journey is because you need to learn the value of reciprocity. You need to learn the value that you have. You need to learn the value of your spiritual gifts. You might know your spiritual gifts value, but you don't know the value that you have in accessing those gifts or accessing that certain dimension of that frequency. I hope that makes sense. So that there's this releasing that you need to do. There is this shedding that you need to do that will allow you to value yourself and to recognize your gift and to recognize the beauty. And this is again similar to pile one, where yeah, and if you want to watch pile one, like I feel like pile one is the next stage of your journey, but one of the things that I suggested in pile one is doing mirror work and really looking at yourself uh, and seeing yourself, recognizing yourself, seeing the beauty, seeing the love, seeing the wisdom, and just as your soul, and not just, yeah, like just as your soul, as your essence, and just for who you are, not for what you are, not for what you can do, not for what you can access, not for what you have to give back to the world, but just for who you are as you are. Because yeah, there is the self-recognition that's needed, and with the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands together, like there is so much divine creation happening, and with the Ace of Cups sort of being this feminine element and the Ace of Wands being this masculine element, and also like just the symbolism in both, it is looking like divine union. So for those of you on your twin flame journey, please just delete those labels and like delete all of that, and really look at who is filling your cup, who is, or raising your wand, if you know what I mean. But yeah, like who is filling it. Like this feels like soft love, this feels like partnership, right? And in your journey, it might not have been partnership, it might be where you overgive, right? Because that seems to be your tendency, or they underdeliver, or they have empty promises, or like they all like they don't walk the walk, right? Whatever it is, but there is an imbalance in the connection that that is currently in your life. And if you don't have one, then just disregard it. It might be applicable to like friends, family, or this message just might not be for you. But yeah, for those of you on this journey who who have an attachment to a certain person, like there really isn't much reciprocity here, and if there is, then this message isn't for you. But there isn't much reciprocity here, and because of that, you're also being pulled away from your strength, and you are not recognizing your strength, and this person perpetuates this smallness that has been internalized in your being, like where you believe you're not, like your worth or whatever, like, you know, you make yourself small, all of that. This person perpetuates that, and you deserve a true partnership where the person sees you as the divinity you are, and you see them as the divinity that they are, and there is this devotion towards each other, this partnership towards each other, where you continually want to see each other grow, to succeed. And if only one person feels that way in the connection, or if only one person follows through with that feeling, then you really need to reevaluate and see what you're accepting, and really ask yourself, why are you accepting less than you deserve? Because in doing that, you are automatically shortchanging yourself, right? Because with the Six of Swords here, you are meant to be moving away into a different reality. And like, this could be, if you've been thinking about physically moving, that will definitely facilitate your evolution in your spiritual gifts and just in life in general. But with the Six of Swords, what this is telling me more than physical travel is spiritual travel, like traveling to a different dimension, to a different frequency, and making that your baseline, because you have been in this tumultuous energy for a while, and it's time to get into calm waters, to get stability. But there is also some attachment to the instability because it activates your nervous system and it's familiar to you. So getting used to calming your nervous system, like with your meditation and stuff, I think you're comfortable with it in small pockets, but like, how do you weave that into your daily existence? How do you weave that into every minute of every day? And of course, that's a lot. That's also really hard to do. We are not ascended beings, but like that being the goal and moving towards that, moving towards calm, moving towards a towards a calm nervous system, towards a soft way of being. And in order to be soft, we need to feel safe. So how do you cultivate more safety within yourself, around you, to allow for this to happen? Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna read your final card now. So this is your guidance, and I'm gonna read it from the book because Alana Fairchild is a phenomenal channeler. We have Beatitude of Sacred Rapture. So yeah, definitely for at least some of you, there is something about romantic connections. So with Beatitude of Sacred Rapture, we have, let your true self be seen. Search for the deeper spiritual purpose and opportunity for healing beneath conflict and suffering. If you have been in pain, this oracle brings a message of a joyful breakthrough. Your soul is growing stronger, more able to have faith in wisdom than in judgment or doubt. Commit to your spiritual path and know you are making progress, even if things seem more difficult for a time. Know that any such difficulty is part of your healing and that you will successfully move through it. Trust yourself. To feel that you are fully seen, loved, and recognized for who you are honors your true self. To be witnessed in such a state, truly beheld in all of your uniqueness, quirkiness, vulnerability, and strength is deeply empowering. This is how Spirit sees you. So when you connect with Spirit, you learn to love yourself and others unconditionally and become generous with your forgiveness. You are also less likely to be hoodwinked by ego. I like that word. You start to see yourself and others at the soul level. A beatitude is a blessing, the highest blessing. This oracle of Beatitude of Sacred Rapture brings guidance that the beautiful healing truth of Spirit is your reality. All else is a nightmarish misuse of imagination by the ego. When you sense Spirit at work in your life, totally trustworthy and having your back, you are seeing clearly. When your hopeful heart feels empowered, you are in a zone of truth. Trust in those moments. Recall them whenever you can. Count all your positive moments and wins, no matter how inconsequential they may appear. Every one of them is a precious drop of divine nectar nourishing your heart. Allow yourself to see and be seen. And remember that even in the tremors, trials, and tribulations of human life, you are a radiant soul who is growing ever more luminous through the wisdom, compassion, and strength distilled through those experiences. Look for the light beneath all phenomena, and you shall know the peace and love that is with all beings always. And there's a lot that I didn't read, so I'm just going to hold this up if any of you want to pause or take a screenshot. And then I'm also going to show you the healing process. So yeah, that's all for your reading, pile 2. I hope it resonated, and I'm sorry for the harshness of some of the messages, but I'd really love to hear your experience in this reading, how it resonates. So let me know in the comments below, or you could leave me a like, and yeah, you can subscribe to see more of my videos. And I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Hi, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you selected the spiritual triangle. And let me just say, when I tapped into your energy, I loved it. I felt so light and I felt so expansive. And yeah, I'm really excited to read for you. So yeah, how we're gonna do it is we're gonna look at your oracles that I've pre-shuffled, and that will give us a sense of what your spiritual gifts are. You've got a lot of extra cards, so I'm really intrigued to see what they are. And then once we do that, we'll pull some tarot to get some guidance on how you can harness your gifts better, or how you can do it in a more responsible way. And then this is your final guidance that we will see at the end of the reading. So let's get into it. So we have Karma, Mooladhara, Black Dragon, cocoons you so that your divine potential grows. Meditate, reflect, undergo a metamorphosis. Magenta Dragon enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom. Awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding. Prepare for accelerated ascension. And then, ooh, wow. Oh my God, who are you? We have Victory, Hope, Love, Art. Oh my God, this is such a beautiful card. Oh my God, I can't wait. Oh wow, and then Starborn. Okay. Wow. I kind of just want to bathe in your energy because this is beautiful. Oh, okay. Sorry, let me take a second to ground. Okay. I don't think y'all realize what powerful beings y'all are. Yeah, like with the spiritual triangle, divinity, creation, manifestation, there's Neptune, there's Saturn, and what is the third one? Let me pull out the guidebook. 1 second. Okay, I'm going to read it from the guidebook. I might be butchering pronunciation, so I really apologize for that. So we have the spiritual triangle, divinity, creation, manifestation, a triangle between the top three Sephiroth, the highest light and vibration. The spiritual triangle is the only one that points up. Kether is spirit, Chokma is the great father, and Bina is the great mother. Spirit, God, goddess, the forces required for manifestation. Guidance. What energy are you manifesting? It's a simple question, but is there a simple answer? You may know what it is you want, but are you steady and consistent with the energy you're bringing to it? This is the triangle of spirit, of your highest calling, and as you make way for the energy that comes from the fountainhead, through the spark of all life, brought into form through the womb of all time, you'd best be sure of it. This isn't a card to take lightly, isn't a principle to play small with. You're being asked to consider the divinity within you, to walk in a place of power, to pray, meditate, have an altar practice, do what feels right for you in making the connection between you and the divine stronger in yourself. You could once have been blinded by the light and failed to see when something was for your higher good, but now a second chance is revealed and a new beginning brought about by some surprising shifts in your life. Embrace them, embrace the divine within you as it holds you in this space. Huh? Embrace the divine within you as it holds you in this space. Oh, okay. Sorry. Activate. Sometimes the power of our tree is such that we get lost in the branches, especially as we climb higher. Take a moment to admire the view from a new place of power. Adjust your sights, for there is always another branch to climb, and the higher you climb, the sweeter the fruit. Light a candle, build an altar, dedicate a crystal, hold yourself in divine space. Okay. You are the spiritual triangle. That's what I'm saying. Like, you are a manifester, but not in a way that's like, oh, let me just manifest this. But in a more like, you're very connected to your heart, because when I saw this victory card here, I was just blown away by the amount of love in this card, because you have green, which is the heart chakra, but you also have pink, which is the higher heart chakra, and you have the swans, you have the rose, you have Venus. It's really beautiful. And for some of you this might be about divine love, but I don't think that's what your gift is. That might be a byproduct of your gift, but your gift is just your heart. Your heart is so magical and so pure, and it's so connected to these higher realms, to these higher frequencies of brilliance, and you have automatic access to it, and you have such a purity within you that the divine wants to speak to you. The divine wants to seed these ideas in you. But with the Mooladhara here, that's your root chakra, and your root is what keeps you grounded on earth, and it's really important for you because, like, your gift is your access to, I want to say, the Akashic records almost. Like, you have access to all wisdom that has ever existed. And you might not believe that, you might not think you're that great, but let me tell you, yes, you are. Maybe you didn't have the environment to truly embrace that or explore that, and maybe you were taught to think about wisdom in a certain way. Maybe you were taught to think of spirituality in a certain way, and there was a lot of unconditioning that you've done and that you are currently still doing. But your essence is so connected and so brilliant and magical and powerful and beautiful, and oh my god, yeah, I don't know. Like, I really love your energy, and like, I love your wisdom, and I wish you could feel what I'm feeling. But yeah, anyway, I've had to ground many times in your reading. So grounding is really important, especially with Mooladhara here. Like, you're really being invited to spend time in nature, not just mindlessly spending time in nature, but spending time in nature for the pure reason of grounding, of connecting yourself to the earth, right? Like, also just imagining this cord that extends from your body, from your perineum, from your root chakra to the core of the earth, and it's like this brilliant golden braided light that goes into the core of the earth. And your energy is so rooted on this planet through that cord, and then you can also imagine Earth's love flowing up into you through that cord, and that connection will really help you ground and help you access more of consciousness, because you have the, I don't want to say discipline or responsibility, but you have the dual energy that is needed for the higher energies to flourish, right? Like, if we have too much of one thing, then it becomes imbalanced, and that will tip us over and we will fall. Like, that's just how it is. But if we have things in balance, or more than balance, in harmony, if we know how to cultivate the opposing energy, and then we can sort of create this balance and tension and duality that is coupled, not separated, right? Like, because duality when coupled is so powerful, but duality when separated becomes polarity, and polarity just furthers the separation. So you're really being invited to cultivate this duality of recognizing this earthly, like the power of this earthly existence, because you're so connected, you're also probably very susceptible to spiritual attacks, right? And because of that, you're also, with the Mooladhara here as well, you're really being invited to protect yourself. And not just spiritual attacks, but personal attacks too, because with your light, like, literally look at how you're shining. Like, the spiritual triangle is you, like, that's just your light coming out, but that threatens people, and that threatens energies, that threatens anything that because it's almost like you inadvertently, without realizing, shine the light on a lot of people's wounds, insecurities, triggers, lack mentality, what else? Their smallness, their shadow beliefs about themselves. And that's not your intention at all, because you just want to see everyone shine their light, and you just want to be like the glorious human that you are. But you're asked not to be naive in this either, because just because you have light and you see the light in others doesn't mean that that's reciprocated. And so you need to learn how to protect yourself and how to shield yourself, so that you can shine your light but not have others rob you of your light. because it's almost like, I don't know if you've watched Tangled, but it's like, you know, you are the flower that came from the drop of the sun, and like you're this magical flower, and Mother Gothel has seen you, and Mother Gothel can represent all these different peoples and spiritual entities that see it, and then they just want to keep you small, or keep you hidden, or keep you away from your own beauty, right? And then, yeah, like that's the sense that I get from this. So it's really important that you learn how to protect yourself, and do so in a way that's loving and kind to your body, to your spirit, to your mind, you know, really like focusing on that, because you have like I said, you have a lot of wisdom, you're very tapped in, and you have like your heart, right? Like even with the pink here, like your heart is just so pure and so connected, and it has so much wisdom to share, it has so much to offer, it has so much to give, and you are here, you have been placed on this planet to share that. Like with divinity, creation and manifestation, you are here to create almost a new way of being on earth. And with that, it's like, how do you do that in a way that's conducive, and how do you do that in a way that is also honoring of who you are? Because yeah, like you have like your wisdom is so beyond, like I don't know how else to explain it, and I think there's a big part of you that doesn't see it, because yeah, with the starborn here, some of you might be new on the spiritual journey, or like you might be new in whatever this realm is, but like, because with the egg hatching, but you've forgotten that you've lived lifetimes and across dimensions, right? Like with the starborn here, there's a very starseedy type energy. Like you might connect with being a starseed, you might connect with being from, like earth might not feel like home, which makes it all the more reason for you to connect with the earth so that you can make earth your home. But with the starborn here, you have a lot of cosmic wisdom like imbibed in your DNA, and you are made to sort of create these realities, these higher frequencies that you've experienced in all these different lifetimes. You're meant to like help earth ascend with this wisdom, and it doesn't mean that you have to access all these higher realms. It's already there within you. You just need to listen to your heart, because your heart is that connected, and your heart is guiding you through this. And with karma here, oh my god, like oh my god. Oh, I want to give you a hug. In this lifetime, you might have gone through a lot of difficulty. You might have gone through a lot of hardship. There might have been versions of you that just wanted to disappear and not exist. There might be versions of you that had to become really small. And there might have been some sort of like dislike of this planet, of this existence, of this just this earthly dimension that's so dense and heavy. And yeah, you've been through a lot of pain, but you always still operated from the heart. You always still treated people with kindness. You always still showed up in a way that was honoring of yourself, of the situation. I take that back. Might not have been honoring to the self entirely, but for the most part. And through these difficulties, you've still managed to grow into who you are today. And clearly who you are today is really a very magical person. But that's also because of your heart. And the phase that you're stepping into is just like your good karma is so overdue. And so like, don't doubt when good things happen to you, because you deserve it. And like, I don't know, I'm actually kind of getting a little emotional for y'all. So like, you're a really pure pile. And like, yeah, like I feel really lucky to be reading for you. I'm gonna just get some tarot. to get more guidance on how you can harness your gifts, how you can use them more responsibly. Sorry, that was a really bad shuffle. Yeah, how you can use them more responsibly, or just any other guidance that Spirit wants to give you. Can we get... Thank you. Okay. Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Eight of Wands, Lord of Fire energy. We have... Okay, I'll get to that card separately. We have the Nine of Wands. Interesting. Look at all the wands that came up. No freaking way. We have the Tower. And the Knight of Coins. Okay. So, yeah. You're really here to usher in a new way of being on Earth. Yeah, interesting. Sorry. Anyway. Okay, so with the Knight of Coins, the Nine of Wands, the Tower, you have been through a lot. We've already spoken about that, but you've grown with each step, with each struggle, with each hardship, and you've found the gem hidden within that, because knowingly or unknowingly, and I'm just realizing there's like really bad light here. I don't think that helped. I apologize. Knowingly or unknowingly, you knew that these experiences were teaching you something to deepen within yourself, and you learned each lesson with each hardship, and because of that, you're learning a lot about boundaries. That's one thing that I'm getting, and like with this protection card here, boundaries are a very important way of protecting ourselves. And with the Tower card here, you're meant to sort of dismantle the paradigm that we're in. Also, I don't know if I have any viewers that are from the New Paradigm Navigators, but if any of you are, like, please say hi, because I've said like ushering in a new way of being a few times, and like now I just talked about this, so it'd be really cool if I'm reading for one of you. But yeah, anyway, with the Tower here, it's like you're really meant to dismantle this old way of being on Earth, of relating to one another, of relating to the self, of the way, I don't know, business is like, whatever field that draws you, there's a way that it's being done right now, which is not doing justice to the soul. Like the soul is just not considered in that. So whatever it is, like you're here to dismantle that way of doing it and bring in a new way. And with the Queen of Wands here, you really are that authority that's dictating sounds really terrible, that's orchestrating, or that's facilitating this shift, right? Because you have this wisdom, you have the passion here for the things that interest you, and you also have the heart, with it being a queen, and with that, it also feels playful, because that's the energy I get from the Queen of Wands. It doesn't just feel like work, like, oh, this is my mission, this is what I have to do, I'm going to do it. But it feels playful, it feels light, where it's just like, this is what I want to do, but I also want to honor myself, because that's why I chose to incarnate on this planet. Because I think for some of you, because we spoke about it a little earlier, like star seeds and stuff, you might not have incarnated on Earth many times because you'd rather not, because of the density, but something about you felt ready about experiencing it now. And it's like this playful energy that's coming through as well, that that's allowing you to also shift your relationship with the planet. And that's really beautiful, because like even with like the flowers here and like the vines here, I think you see beauty in it, but like the energy of it sometimes can be a lot. But I think through this process, you're also learning how to understand Earth. And I think that's a theme that's come through across all three piles, which is really interesting. And with the Ten of Wands here, like, you've been through it. And you know, with the wands kind of looking like a cross, I also wonder for if some of you, if, because I think I mentioned it earlier in the reading about uh, like doing spirituality in a certain way. So maybe like you were introduced to thoughts or ideas or philosophies that resonated, but they were mandated to you in a way that became dogmatic. Sorry, my dogs. Sorry, I don't remember where I stopped, but I think it was where you were like certain like spiritual traditions or philosophical ideas or whatever were pushed onto you, where it felt like it was mandated almost, or it became dogmatic and it restricted your expression. And for some of you, it's also an invitation to re-engage with those traditions and see if there's a new way of relating to it. And yeah, if seeing if that's a path that's leading you to something else, you know, and or if there are new traditions that are calling to you, and really honoring where your heart is leading you, because your heart is so wise, and definitely guiding you in the right direction. Because with the Eight of Wands, like, y'all are so divinely protected, guided, everything. Protected, yes, for the big things, but like not for the small things, because one of your lessons in this lifetime is learn how to protect yourself in the smaller things. But yeah, with the Eight of Wands, like, you have a lot of ideas, and you're meant, like, each idea is meant to create something new. Because with the Eight of Wands, it's almost like, you know, like Eight of Wands in the traditional tarot looks really different, but in this, the way it's like placed, it's almost like creating a path, you know. And you are like this path creator. I don't know if that's even a word, but yeah, like, you are creating this path, you are creating this thing, and it's all divinely guided, and you're here on like a really special mission in that sense. And expect a lot of communication, and not just physical communication, but communication in with your spiritual self, right? Like with your higher self, with the universe, with whatever higher power you believe in. Because there is a lot of insight coming through, there's a lot of communication. Follow the synchronicities, because there's something about like synchronicities being these breadcrumbs leading you towards your soul's fulfillment. And this is in every aspect, because yeah, like you're so connected. I don't think you realize how connected you are. You are an extremely advanced set of people, and I am grateful to be reading for you. And then with these two cards, I don't even know how to express it. So, like, I'll come to the Lovers in a second, but with this card, this came out in pile 1, and I've been noticing a connection with pile 1 and pile 3, and I'm really curious to see what that is. So yeah, if you're connected, if you watch both, I would love to hear your thoughts. But anyway, with this pile, with this card, it's really about, this is like reality almost, and you get to paint it whatever color you want, and you can paint it in shades of gray, that's fine, or you can paint it with colors you haven't even seen yet, you know. And you are really been given this freedom, because yeah, you are at the edge of consciousness, and you can be the one creating life as you walk it. With each breath, you're creating life. So how do you want to create your life? That's really the question here. And how do you want to paint it? How do you want to play with it? Do you want to like cover some of the lines? Do you want to add more? Like, do what you want with life. Like, this is your this is like your permission slip to to live life unapologetically, wholly, boldly, fully, and just expand. Like just be free, like fly. Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm just feeling so much expansive energy, and that's what I'm getting here with you. And for some of you, with the heart chakra coming up, all of that stuff, this could also, for some of you, there is something about like a connection over here. Spirit, what is this about, please? Okay, so I'm getting multiple energies. One energy is that you feel energetically that, like, maybe for you, you've always wanted love, you've always wanted that connection, you've always wanted that partner in life, and just sharing life with someone. And for some of you, energetically, you might have been picking up on like a person who's meant to enter your life, but not just haven't been able to see it come into fruition, just not able to see a physical manifestation of them. And for some of you, you might even be like in your head a lot, where you think like, oh, maybe this is the person, oh, maybe that is the person, and like you sort of create fantasies about people that you meet. And then again, coming to the Muladhara, you're asked to ground and again recenter, and then connect with your heart, because your heart will tell you like, sorry brother, this isn't it, or yes, this is it, like whatever it is. But connect with your heart, because that's what will tell you where to go. And then for others of you, you might have, you're either in union with this person or you've met this person, and no, that's not, what is it? It's energy that I can't put into words, so just give me a second as I like make sense of it. For the other set of people watching this spiral, please, Spirit, what? Yeah, there's, I don't know, like, I'm getting, so I don't know if it's like an energetic distance. I don't know if it's because you haven't met them. I don't know if it's a physical distance. I don't know if it's an emotional distance, a mental distance, but there's something that feels distant. No, that's a lie. It's not distant, but there is distance. Do you understand that nuance? Like, I don't know. But anyway, with this, I don't want to spend so much time on this card. But anyway, with this, it just feels like there is like this divine union that is meant to facilitate this process somehow. And this divine union is, it's really beautiful. It's, again, like you get to create it. Like it's kind of there, you have some sense of it, either energetically, either intuitively, whatever it is. There is this sense that that there's something about either this connection, or that you're entering into a space where you're going to get into connection. But you get to create it, you get to co-create it with this person. And it's a really beautiful card of creating reality, creating heaven on earth, doing life together, having fun, and bridging that distance, right? And yeah, like, how do you want to paint this? That's completely your choice. So with that said, I'm gonna get your final card of guidance, and at this I will read from the guidebook. So we have Spirit Bear of 396 Hertz, and it's number 15. Okay. You are being healed from guilt and fear. Such emotions will no longer steal your personal power or dissuade you from confidence, happiness, and realizing your own worth. No matter how unlikely it may seem, you are going to emerge from a spiritual winter into light and life. The divinely ordained time for your liberation, healing, and emergence is much closer than you realize. Abundant blessings are stirring and shall soon manifest. I am so excited for you. Y'all so deserve this. The frequency of 396 Hertz is deeply nurturing and protective. It is the heart frequency of the Universal Mother, protecting her young, deflecting negativity, and refusing to overly condition the youthful mind. She looks out for them and provides warnings lest they wander too far from their authentic path. But she also encourages the child to learn who they are, to courageously explore their world, and to enjoy their freedom. Irrespective of our personal experience with our biological mother, the Divine Mother is the soul. In the soul is loving, protective, available, and kind. The inner mother loves the inner mother love enables us to develop our own sense of personal value, belonging, and home. In connection with the inner Divine Mother, we feel loved, wanted, and held. We know ourselves well enough to understand what we need, and we value ourselves enough to live in such a way that our needs are met. We recognize that we matter, not more than any other, but enough to feel self-love and self-respect. We can connect to our authentic life path because we feel worthy of it. This nurturing frequency heals the heart and softens the walls which keep love out. Oh! Due to past abandonment and betrayal. When we are open to life, the path to fruition becomes more accessible and direct. When we connect with our authentic path, we can access the abundance of spiritual support available to us and make the most spiritual progress. The guidance may arise as a no, or a not right now, or a yes, and go for it. When we are in the heart, we will clearly sense such guidance and take comfort in it rather than fight against it. As we let go of our defense systems, disabling fear and guilt from running our lives, and instead deal with them as occasional interlopers that need to be cleared and healed, we stop fearing we will never have what we genuinely want and need. We realize we are loved, know how to love, and are naturally, innately beings of love. This frequency helps the body to ground. Oh, that again. It helps the mind settle into the body rather than constantly flitting from one possibility to the next, creating excitement but also an excess of nervous energy. It helps the mind and body play nicely with each other, supporting each other rather than opposing each other. Then your mind won't be constantly. I can never pronounce that word. I can say it in my head, but I can't say it out loud. Leaving it feeling bad about itself, tired or unhappy, or even angry and rebellious. In these and other ways, the 396 Hz frequency helps reconcile the push-pull of competing interests, integrating awareness in the heart and providing a clear pathway to a transcendent resolution where all is working for the one higher purpose. This is also about like your mission, about all the things that, anyway. This frequency harmonizes beautifully with the spiritual medicine of the bear soul totem. It encourages our natural ability to find the sweetness in life necessary to sustain hope and heal our hearts. Spirit bear connects us to the restorative power of hibernation, the deep rest of the body and mind. If you are highly strung and, like many modern people, find it hard to consciously relax your body and mind through spiritual practices, Spirit bear brings the comfort and encouragement to allow your mind to rest within the body. It is as if the mind were in a cave for renewal, safe from predators and external forces, undisturbed and able to rest. This oracle urges you to go within, where there is a tremendous healing force awakening. Give it the time and space it needs to do its best work for you. So that's all I have for you, Pile 3. I hope it resonated. If it did, you can leave a like or a comment. And if you want to see more of my videos, you can subscribe. And yeah, I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching. And I'll hopefully catch you in the next one. Bye, Pile 3.